Ana de Smart Mind é uma escola canadense que oferece cursos de inglês, francês e imigração. Os vídeos estão em inglês ou francês para você se acostumar com a pronúncia. Os professores que sabem português vão te ajudar. Aqui, você vai ver um texto, uma regra gramatical e um exercício. Vamos embora.
You are welcome here to get in back. You know that work is the essential thing that can make your life successful in any country. Everything else can come later. Therefore, you've got to have nice communication, a tight vocabulary, and the best way to say your ideas. They are crucial. Here, I'm going to show you how to search for your new job in Canada and to participate in conversations. In order to appear clever and comfortable, you will have here 1. Job searching ideas, 2. Templates, 3. Tips. This video will help you to find and get your work, adjust yourself to it, and settle in your new Canadian life. 1. Job searching ideas. Virtual hiring events tips. Read the event description. Within the description of a hiring event, employers will leave important clues about what to expect. For example, employers will indicate if they plan to make offers on the spot or if this is the first interview within a series of interviews. They may also include job requirements, such as necessary certifications, requirements of the job, or other details that will help you determine if it's the right fit for you. They may also let you know what you need to prepare, have with you, and wear to the interview. Research the company. Virtual hiring events are designed for employers to virtually meet many candidates at once. Researching the company before the interview will help you stand out from the crowd. Find the employer's company page and read about what it's like to work there from current and former employees. If the company has a retail or dining location, you may want to visit before the event to get an understanding of the day-to-day operations. Check out their social media profiles and visit the company website. Update your resume. Review your resume to make sure it's relevant to the jobs being offered at the virtual hiring event. One way to do this is to reflect on your past work experience. While you read the event description, consider how the job requirements match your qualifications, skills, and experience. Make changes to your resume so the employer can easily see that your background meets their requirements. Alt text. Practice your answers. Interviews during a virtual hiring event may be shorter than traditional interviews. Practice a short summary of yourself, 1 minute or less, to quickly share with employers what you have to offer. Video interview tips. The day of the interview, you'll be responsible for finding a quiet location with a good internet connection and a computer or laptop with a webcam. Review this checklist as you're setting up. Ensure that you won't be interrupted, either by locking the door or by alerting others that you can't be disturbed. A note on the door of the room as well as the door to the outside may be helpful. Clear your desk space, except for a notepad and pencil for you to take notes. Have a copy of your resume and any other notes ready to reference. Set out a glass or bottle of water for yourself. Check that your webcam is working. Check that your audio is working. Close any windows, tabs, or applications on your computer that you're not using. Check your internet connection and make sure you're not downloading anything in the background. Set your phone to silent. Check that the background behind you is neutral and free of clutter. Adjust the lights in the room. If things appear dark or dim, you may want to bring in an extra desk lamp to brighten the space. If you don't have the necessary technology, you may want to consider the following. Explore the resources available at the public library in your area. Some libraries have private rooms you can reserve and may be able to loan you the equipment you need. Ask friends if you can borrow equipment, rent equipment. Dress appropriately. You should dress professionally for a virtual hiring event, the same way you would for an in-person interview. Research the company culture before your interview so you have a good idea of what's appropriate. If you're unsure, a button-down shirt with neutral slacks is a good option to look your best on camera. Avoid bright colors and patterns and opt for softer colors instead. If you are wearing a tie, wear a solid color rather than a patterned one. If you wear glasses, adjust the lighting in the room to reduce glare from the lenses. Position the camera so that you are looking up slightly and centered on the screen. While it's likely that the interviewer will only see your upper half, it's still a good idea to wear professional pants or a skirt in case you need to stand up for any reason. Video interview body language. Eye contact is very important during an in-person interview, and you should convey that same level of attention during a virtual interview. Avoid the instinct to look directly at your interviewer on this screen while you're answering a question. Instead, when you speak, direct your gaze at the webcam. When you do this, your eyes are more likely to align with the interviewer's eyes on the other end. When you're listening, you can look back at The screen, throughout the interview, maintain a good energy level and convey optimism with your body language. One way to achieve this is to have good posture. Sit in your chair with your back straight and your shoulders open. Feet can be planted on the floor and arms can rest in your lap or on the desk. When you're listening, nod and smile when appropriate to communicate that you're giving them your full attention. Use hand gestures when it feels appropriate and keep your movements close to your body. Avoid fidgeting or letting your gaze drift away from the device. Be prepared to wait. One common piece of feedback about virtual hiring events is that there can be some waiting. As the name indicates, these events are open to many people at once, and this means you may need to wait your turn to be interviewed in the virtual lobby. Typically, candidates are interviewed on a first-come, first-served basis. To help employers get an accurate count of attendees, you should RSVP ahead of time. If you can, try to arrive a little early or as close to the virtual event start time as possible. Note that employers may not be able to meet with everyone in the available time frame. In this case, they may ask you to interview another day, knowing that there may be a wait. Be prepared with something to do in that time, such as reading a book or magazine. Remember, you want to be in a good mood when you do meet with a potential employer. Have things that will help you stay calm, comfortable and energized in the run-up to that meeting. Troubleshooting. With technology, there's always a chance things could go wrong. Here are some backup plans to have ready just in case. If your video or audio stops working before the interview, ask the interviewer for a phone number where you can reach them. If you experience technical difficulties, if the video cuts out, call them at that number. Ask if you can continue the interview by phone or if you can reschedule if noise interrupts the conversation. If noises, sirens, construction, etc. interrupt your video interview, apologize for the interruption and ask for a few moments until the noise has subsided. You may want to mute the microphone if the noise is severe, if someone enters the room unexpectedly, if family members, housemates or pets enter the room while you're interviewing, apologize to the interviewer, ask for a few moments, mute your microphone and turn off your camera, and then step away. To deal with the interruption, make sure that the room is secure before beginning the interview. Again, follow up after the event. As you're finishing up your conversations, ask recruiters at the virtual hiring event for their email contact after the event. Send them a follow-up email. It's a simple, polite way to thank them for their time, and it may help you stand out from other candidates they've met. Send a follow-up thank you email later that day or the next day if your interview was in the evening.
Agora você tem o texto. Lembre-se de entrar em contato. Na descrição você tem o nosso contato.
Now you have the text. Remember to keep in touch. This video improves your chances to get a job in Canada. If you get subscribed, you will receive these new videos every week. 2. Templates. What is a Google Docs resume template? A Google Docs resume template is an online structured guide to help you easily create a resume. Resume templates are especially helpful if you're applying to different jobs because they can help you customize your resume for each application quickly and easily. For example, if you're applying to different organizations, you can customize your resume based on the keywords of each job description without having to create new resumes each time. How are Google Docs templates helpful? Here are some ways that using Google Docs templates are helpful when writing a resume. They help with the organization of your document. When writing a resume, it's important that you properly organize it to help demonstrate your professionalism and to increase your chances of the hiring manager reviewing the entire document. Using a resume template allows you to arrange your ideas, reminds you of the important sections to include, and helps ensure you add all important details. Using Google Docs to create your resume gives you the option to build a template on your own or choose a template offered by the program. They are user-friendly. The templates provided by Google Docs are typically easy to customize, helping those with little experience use them effectively. Since many people find it challenging to create a resume, using a Google Docs template is a helpful way to get started and create an effective application document. Using these templates can help ensure you include all the necessary information and that you have a professional document without having to spend much time on the process. They help you make a good impression. Having an effective resume can help you make a good first impression on the hiring manager since it outlines your abilities, experience, and any other information an employer may be interested in learning about you. The template also provides you with different designs that can help make your resume more professional. Using a creative resume template allows you to exhibit your abilities and qualities to a potential employer. Types of resume formats. The different templates available to you follow the 3 main formats of resumes. Chronological format. Chronological resumes list your employment history and experience in reverse chronological order, beginning with the most recent position below your professional history. You can mention your education, skills, and related hobbies. The chronological template is the most popular and conventional style and you may use it for any position in any field. Chronological Google Docs resume templates are often clean, simple to read, and professional in appearance. People tend to use a chronological design when applying to traditional organizations, such as financial firms, educational institutions, government agencies, and NGOs. This template is great for professionals with an extensive employment history, since it highlights your career advancement and growth. If you have little job experience, have changed jobs numerous times, or have multiple gaps in your career history, you may want to use an alternative format. Functional format. Functional resumes emphasize your experience, abilities, and accomplishments rather than your employment history. This template is appropriate for those who have less job experience. The functional template is also helpful for those who are changing careers and have little or no experience in the industry to which they are applying. The functional style is also helpful for job seekers who are returning to the workforce after a long period away, or those who have gaps in their employment. Combination format. Combination resumes allow for more customization by combining job history with relevant information about your skills and hobbies. This style allows you to emphasize your accomplishments and talents, as well as your job experience, in your preferred order. In most situations, you can begin with a summary of your credentials and talents, followed by a reverse chronological listing of your work history. If you're applying for a job that requires a particular set of skills, such as computer programming, you can use a combination template. Google Docs template designs to consider. Here are some excellent Google Docs template designs to consider when creating your resume. Google Docs template in serif. If you're inexperienced with Google Doc templates or are writing a resume for the first time, the serif template may be suitable for you. This template is also appealing to applicants with limited job experience who are changing fields or looking for entry-level employment or internships. These resumes are generally black and white, provide a more conventional resume appearance, and demonstrate your experience, skills, accomplishments, and professional goals. Google Docs template in Swiss. The Swiss template is free and looks modern, with clean lines and a colorful resume header. This design is ideal if you want a more creative and modern resume style, and it uses a combination resume format. It highlights your important industry-related expertise by placing the skills section at the top of the page, making it suitable for applicants who change jobs frequently. Consider listing your experience in order of relevance while inputting your work history in the experience section of the template. You can eliminate work experience that may not apply to the role you're interested in, so that you can focus on the information that best demonstrates your qualifications. You can also create a relevant experience section that solely displays work related to the industry. Google Docs template in Spearmint. This modern resume template is ideal if you want your job application to have a clean modern style. It is effective for high school students because of its modernity and style. It has a strong resume header, cleanly separated resume sections, and an attractive color scheme. Tips for making your resume from a resume template. Here are some tips that you can use to help you make a resume from a template online. Begin with a header. Include your contact information, which includes your first and last name, email address, and phone number. In the header section you can also include your region, but don't need to include your address. Include a title. Include your present or desired professional title in your resume. This is especially helpful if you are applying for multiple jobs in the same industry. Include an objective or summary statement. Include 1 to 2 sentences describing your most relevant and outstanding experience and talents. You can also use it to describe your career ambitions. If you have minimal professional experience, list your work history. List your work experience in reverse chronological order, regardless of the format for each role. Include your work title, employer, key accomplishments, and employment date range for each previous role. Include relevant skills and qualifications. Emphasize relevant talents and qualities that showcase how you are suitable for the role. This may include proficiency with certain equipment or specialized knowledge. Fill out the education section. Include any degrees you've achieved as well as any applicable professional certifications. Include the institution that you attended and the years you studied. Frequently asked questions about Google Docs resume templates. Here are some answers to frequently asked questions about Google Docs resume templates. Are these resume templates Austrian shillings friendly? Google Docs resume templates are Austrian shillings compliant, so the formatting, fonts, and margins are easy for the systems to view. The Austrian shillings, or applicant tracking system, is an automatic system used by companies to review the resumes of candidates, selecting resumes that display keywords or qualifications important to the role. When writing your resume for an Austrian shillings, always use readable fonts and avoid using pictures or illustrations. How do I format a resume? To easily format your resume, It's best to use one of three resume formats: chronological, functional, or combination. These formats instruct you on how to structure your information strategically based on your experience level and skill set. You can also make use of the Google Docs templates on your own to use for future resume versions.
Agora você tem a regra gramatical. Lembre-se de entrar em contato. Na descrição você tem o nosso contato.
Now you have the grammar rule. Get the inspiration there. You may get a job and go to Canada. 3 tips. What is business casual? The term business casual typically refers to a dress code less strict than traditional business wear yet still professional and appropriate for an office environment. For example, you might wear a suit and tie for a job with a business professional dress code, but for a business casual dress code, you could wear slacks and a dress shirt without a jacket and tie. Employers may have different definitions of what constitutes business casual attire, so reference the official company dress code policy before an interview. Why do companies have business casual dress codes? Employers often choose a business casual dress code to maintain a professional environment while still allowing employees to feel relaxed. A business casual dress code is standard in organizations where clients often visit, such as law offices and financial institutions, or for employees in public-facing roles, such as customer service. Here are a few examples of what usually constitutes business casual attire. Business casual for women. Most business casual outfits include items such as trousers or knee-length skirts paired with a blouse, sweater, button-down shirt or polo shirt. You might also choose a mid-length, professional dress. You should wear a jacket or cardigan over a sleeveless blouse or shirt. You may also opt to wear stockings or tights, especially during colder months. Business casual attire often stipulates flat or heeled closed-toe shoes such as loafers, Oxfords, pumps or heeled boots. Open-toe shoes are sometimes an option for business casual workplaces. You should usually wear simple accessories to complement your outfit. Business casual for men. Men's business casual typically includes business dress trousers, khakis or pressed pants and button-down shirts, sweaters or polo shirts. You should also choose professional-looking closed-toe shoes with dark dress socks. It is a good idea to wear a belt that matches your shoes. While you may want to wear a tie with your dress shirt, a jacket is not required in a business casual environment. Gender-neutral business casual. There are also several gender-neutral options for business casual dress. For trousers, choose chinos or other non-denim pants. Pair these with a sweater, a button-down shirt or something like a polo shirt. Shoe options include boots, loafers or well-kept leather or canvas shoes. Items to avoid wearing in a business casual setting. Here are several items of clothing you should not wear in a business casual environment. Worn sneakers, flip-flops, stained or wrinkled clothing, damaged or distressed clothing, tight or very revealing clothing, oversized clothing, bright colors or neons, extreme patterns, mismatched or clashing colors, shorts or miniskirts, tank tops or strapless shirts, backless or low-cut tops, clothing that exposes the midriff, clothing with large logos or text. 7 things to consider when choosing business casual attire. Here are a few things to keep in mind as you decide what to wear to a business casual workplace. Consult your company's official dress code. Dress appropriately on casual Fridays. Consider what other employees are wearing. Overdress for the interview. Communicate medical and religious requirements. Dress from top to bottom. Tailor your uniform. Consult your company's official dress code. Employers have different definitions of business casual. What's acceptable in some workplaces may not be in others. For example, some companies allow employees to wear polo shirts, while others require all employees to wear long-sleeve clothing. Some companies require that employees only wear dark, solid-colored clothing, while others allow patterns and brightly colored prints. Additionally, employers may require more formal business dress for specific situations, such as if you're representing the company at a conference, trade show, networking event or client meetings. Always consult the employer's published dress code policy to make sure your clothing adheres to the requirements. When you are uncertain about how formally to dress, ask your superiors for guidance. Dress appropriately on casual Fridays. Some companies allow employees to dress more casually on Fridays than other days of the week. However, every organization has a different idea of what they consider casual to mean. In most cases, it means you can wear well-tailored, dark-colored denim, but you will likely still have to follow all other dress code stipulations regarding shirts, footwear and fit. It is often easier to dress down a formal outfit than to try and dress up one that is too casual. You can usually pair a nice blouse or button-down shirt with a pair of good jeans and Appropriate shoes. Brightly patterned socks are also a good option for casual Fridays. Consider what other employees are wearing. It's best to dress more formally on your first day at a new job. This will allow you to see what other employees wear on a typical workday without feeling too casual. Once you've had some time to observe what colleagues wear day to day, you can adjust your attire and style to suit the atmosphere. For example, if you're not sure whether or not you have to wear a tie every day, be sure to wear one on the first day and see what other members of your team wear. Seek long-term employees to learn about the attire, accessories and hairstyles they favor. Overdress for the interview. When you interview with an employer, it's best to overdress than to underdress. Even if a company has a business casual dress code, consider wearing a full suit to your first in-person interview. You can always take off your jacket and remove your tie if you arrive and feel your outfit is too formal. Having options will allow you to make a positive first impression while you identify what others wear, so you can model your wardrobe choices on their style in subsequent interviews. If you are invited back, you can also opt for business professional attire throughout the interview process to continue making a positive impression with all interviewers. Inform the right people of medical and religious requirements. If you have a religious obligation or medical condition that prevents you from meeting an employer's dress code guidelines, be sure to let the Human Resources Department know before your interview or prior to your first day at work. For example, you may want to inform them if you have to wear religious garments or doctor-prescribed orthopedic athletic shoes. By informing the company via the proper channels, your requirements will be documented and you can avoid any miscommunications in the future. Dress from top to bottom. One way to organize your business casual look is to think about how you will wear your hair and what sort of footwear you choose to complement your outfit. Again, it is always wise to refer to the employer's dress code for specifics about facial hair. For men, a well-groomed look might include a medium-length haircut, not too short and not longer than your shirt collar. For women, a loose ponytail, if you have long hair, is often acceptable on business casual days, and smart, short hairstyles can complement any ensemble anytime. Neutral footwear is a safe bet for both men and women. Loafers, slide-ons and Oxfords are popular choices. Coordinating your hairstyle with your shoe style is a clever way to pull your look together and exercise your creative expression. Tailor your uniform. If you work in an organization that requires you to follow uniform guidelines, you may be able to personalize your uniform while still adhering to the rules. For example, a restaurant might ask that you only wear black attire. You can wear business casual black pants and a top that fits your style while still following the guidelines. If the company provides a uniform, see if it will provide tailoring services to ensure you look professional in well-fitting clothing.
Agora você tem o exercício. Lembre-se de entrar em contato. Na descrição você tem o nosso contato.
Now you have some tips. Join us and write your story in the comments section below. Ask whatever you want in the comments and we will do our best to answer you. You see us in our next video. Bye for now.